What's going on, everybody? Are you just as excited as me for this new build? I'm actually getting ready to cut my first piece of wood and make this stand. I'm in the mood. I got my camera going. I got my saw getting ready to start buzzing. And guess what? My boy Jeremy Wade is on TV with River Monsters. Life can't get better than this. Got a beer, power tools. What possibly could go wrong?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
If you want to get a sneak peek of this tank I'm looking at, stay till the end. If you're going to build a stand like this, just to give you a heads up, you can build this all out of 2x4s if you're at 300 gallons or less. Once you start getting over 300 gallons, you need to go with 2x4s and 2x6s to help support the weight. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Once you subscribe down below and join my team, I'd love to have you because you're about to see some crazy stuff go down and what I'm looking at right in front of me, which you guys can't see. But let's get back to the video. Stay tuned. The first cut of many. Here we go. Measure twice, cut once, and we are good to go. I got the boards clamped together. Make a cut right there. That way I know all the boards that I need cut this size are the exact same length. Here we go, here we go. So check it out, guys, all the same cut. In this case, I measured once and cut 4 times. And this is going to be the length of my tank. It goes way on forever. That's the footprint of the base of the tank. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to show you a tool that you guys can use that will give you a perfect square every time. Here's a couple of clamps that I use. These are called corner clamps. These are going to make sure that we have 90-degree angles on them. Here's 2 different styles. We're going to spin this handle and tighten this down as tight as you can. You want to make sure that your sides are lined up too. If you look here, they have a gap right here. That's where we put the screws into. These tools are worth it to keep that 90-degree angle for your aquarium stands. These corner clamps are a little bit cheaper. Reason for that is you actually have to adjust for the individual 2x4. But let me get it on here in the corner and I'll show you it all hooked up. Okay, this C-clamp is installed. As you can see, I had to adjust it for each individual 2x4. So a little bit more work with these, but you get the same result. To see how nice and perfect those are, 90-degree angles, that's exactly how I do it. These are the screws that I'm using, 10 by 2.5 inch. See how that screw head is? Well, it comes with one of these. And it fits perfectly onto the star bit here. See that? But these are self-tapping screws, so it's going to save me a lot of time to where I don't have to pre-drill pilot holes, or what they're called, for these screws. We want to make sure this is level and flat. These screws need no pilot holes. This saves a ton of time, especially on a big build like this. See? Perfect. Pulled the wood in, nice and smooth on the edge. But we'll go ahead and go around to the whole base, and we'll be right back. So I got the tops and bottoms. I'm going to do 2x6s for everything vertical that takes all the weight and support. But one's going to be the bottom of the base, and one's going to be the top of the base that holds the tank. Now we got to get the vertical pieces cut and put in, and you guys will really start seeing this tank start taking shape. And just like with the 2x4s, we'll be doing the same thing with the 2x6s, where I've cut one piece, and we're going to base every piece off the one piece that I cut. That way it stays even. I clamped it here at the end so the pieces don't move when I'm cutting them. And we'll get a perfect cut every single time. Lined up good. But these are my 2x6s. These are going to be the support beams here. That's why I went 2x6s to hold all this weight. Like I said, now that we got this going, you're going to get a nice idea of how monstrous the stand is. Now it's going to be time to put some screws in here. And we'll make sure everything fits up nice and tight. I'm going to use my C-clamp here. Keeps it in place for me so nothing moves as I'm screwing it. right, there we go, just like that. I'm going to repeat this step with all 4 corners. We got them all screwed, all 4 corners, just like this. 2x6s are all in place. All I'm going to do is flip this over and put the other base down here. This thing's huge, ain't it? I mean, this thing's going to be so big, even my big butt can be able to swim in this thing. It's going to be crazy how big this is. But it's starting to come together really nicely. Now I just need to do the corner support on this side too, just like I did here. And then we're going to also put wood in between these 2x4s. That's what's really going to hold the weight. The screws will not hold the weight. The screws are just keeping everything stable and together. The board that I put in between these 2x4s is going to take all the weight on this stand. So it'll be good to go. Alright guys, well as you can see, I got the 90 degrees done. Every corner has the 90-degree 2x6s in there to really help support the weight. Now it's time to get some of the posts in throughout the middle there. Alright guys, well I'm a sweaty, dusty mess, but we got the stand complete. Let's flip the camera around. So we got all the support beams, the vertical support beams up on the tank here. You can see they're all screwed in. But what do you guys think so far? Let me know down in the comments below. We're going to be installing the vertical beams here that go in between these 2x4s. That's going to hold the weight of this massive tank. And then also, we got to put cross beams all throughout here. It's going to keep the tank from swaying and the stand from swaying. So it's going to keep it all stable. So I got one of my 2x4s already cut here. I always pre-cut everything to size just like I showed you last time. Get this dropped in here. Nice tight fit. So there's one of the cross braces here. Everything I show you is very important. And one thing that will help you out, especially on a big tank like this, are these extra large trigger clamps. Yeah, I have one in use right here. So with having these, it keeps everything squared up to where I can screw these in and they won't move around, and they're going to be super tight. I really want to show you guys this clamp in use. See how easy that is? But look at this wood, watch it. See how it's nice and tight now? That's why I recommend these. Another tool that I recommend is a rubber mallet. We can beat these into place without beating up the wood. We've got the cross bracing done all the way throughout. Now we just need to do it to this side now too. This is probably going to be the top, so what I got to do is flip this thing over and then we'll cross brace the top of it and we'll be getting pretty close. Then after that we just need to put in the vertical supports here in between the 2x4s. Alright, now it's time to flip this bad boy. Now it's starting to get heavy with all this wood that's on here. I'll tell you what, it's super sturdy. Flip it up on this side and then we'll put the cross bracing down on the other end as well. Check it out. There she is. This will be the top. We're going to put 1/2-inch plywood on top of here. And then also 1/2-inch styrofoam, and then the tank will sit on top. Because with acrylic, you have to have it fully supported on the whole entire bottom. I got the stand all up right here. I'm going to throw a sheet of plywood on here. It's an 8x4 sheet, 1/2-inch plywood. Guys, let's take a closer look. That's an 8x4 sheet, and it still doesn't cover the stand. What do you guys think? I'm going to screw the perimeter of the whole thing, and then I got to use another sheet here and cut off some more so we can fill it in. I'm going to start here in the corner. I'm going to go through the whole entire process and I'll be right back. So we got holes drilled about once every 12 inches all the way around. This board is going nowhere now. Very sturdy. So now let me get this other side put together. Alright guys, so now I have the whole stand covered in plywood. We're going to put installation styrofoam on top. When we put this heavy tank on here, that styrofoam is going to move around. So we got to keep it from moving around. So what I went out and got was this double-sided sticky tape here. If you want to know exactly what it is, that's what it come out of. Scotch, extremely strong. So I'm going to cut this in little strips, and it's double-sided sticky tape, and then we're going to lay the styrofoam down on top. That'll keep it in place for us. Pretty cool stuff. I'm super excited to be this far. This main job is just to keep the styrofoam from moving around when we slide the tank on, because this tank's going to be heavy. I would estimate between 600 and 700 pounds. All we got to do is just peel that off to reveal the other sticky side. Like I said, this is double. It's going to stick to the wood and the installation. So let me get these all pulled off and put the insulation on. Alright guys, check that out. This ain't going nowhere. Look at that. Look at that. See how sticky that is? This will allow the acrylic tank to sit nicely on here and cushion it. Just got to finish this little bit of section here, this little 2-foot section. We're good to go. Alright guys, what do you think? Got it all covered. Look at that. Isn't that nice? We are getting super close to getting this tank. It's 12:15 in the morning. I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Do the math. I'm going to be running on fumes tomorrow. We'll see if I can pull it off. Okay, so we got the vertical support beams in between the 2x4s to take all the weight. So pretty much the stand is completely done for the skeleton part, but I have everything ready, and you guys are going to get a sneak peek because I couldn't finish the stand before I got the tank. So you're going to see the underneath, you're going to see my sump filtration system. Just to let you know how big it is 6 by 3 by 2, which is 300 gallons, and that's just for my sump. It's absolutely insane, it's beautiful, so you guys will get a little sneak peek of that. Stay tuned, next video that comes out, it will be all about the tank. It is going to be nuts. Let's go check out what I've got complete so far. So we're here at the tank. See, I got the 2x6s wedged in between the 2x4. That's what's going to take the weight on this whole entire tank. Notice how every post has those. But check that sump out. Isn't that a work of art? That is beautiful. And then down here, for my sump, I did the same thing as the top. I have a 1/2-inch plywood sheet here that I had left over from the top. And see how I screwed the perimeter into the 2x4s there to keep it still? But it fits perfectly. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about how it looks. But like I said, I still want to wrap it in plywood and put a design on it and an opening right here. It's going to look epic. So stay tuned for that. And then also my next video, you'll get to meet the big tank. It's actually sitting up top right now. But let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys next video when I reveal the epic tank.